Hey YouTube, it's Mike Peng Gangster here, and today we're going to be doing a quarterstaff. We're going to be crafting a quarterstaff. Now, with the new update, I decided to come back. I know, guys, it's been a while. I haven't made a PoE2 crafting video, but I used to craft videos in the past seasons, whatever, and I was showing you guys how to do it. Now, it's actually even better because with the new, basically the new stuff they implemented, with this jawbone and this omen of Sinistral, and also, for example, the greater essence, all these things that have changed make it even easier for you to actually be able to craft a quarterstaff at your liking, right? So how do you craft a good one? So I like to look for an item that I could basically either craft by from the start, or I just buy it directly off the new trade market that we have now, that we could just basically go directly and look for one, right? So when I am looking, for example, to buy something, this is exactly that's not what I wanted to do. I do apologize for that. I basically go for quarterstaff. Then I add two things that I like to add. One of them is I like to add attack speed with 20 at least, and I also like to go for elemental. This is what I like to use. Doesn't mean you guys have to use for the exact same. And I put 100. And then it's very important that you go ahead and you put magic. And the reason for that, I'll show you in a second. And then you look for whatever you can get, right? So, for example, like this one is for sale for 1 chaos orb. Right now, things are pretty cheap, I would say, to buy these items until people eventually figure out that these are very, very overpowered. So as you can see, if we look at what I bought, I ended up buying this one here. So as you can see, it's 119 elemental damage to your attacks as a tier 2, and a 23 increased attack speed, which also is a tier 2. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to use a greater essence of abrasion, okay? And when you do this, it will automatically add physical, which will be anywhere between 23 to 35 to 39 to 59. So the reason why we need a magic item is because once we use this, we can only use it on a magic item to make it become a rare item. So just to show you the process, let's go. By the way, you also need greater exalt orbs afterwards to give you guys a better chance of like getting something a bit better. But we're going to show you guys everything that you need. Everything you need is right here, okay? So when it comes to the first thing, we're going to go ahead and use the greater essence, and we're automatically going to get physical damage. So now we have increased elemental damage with attacks that we had already on the weapon with 23 increased attack speed, and we also have the added physical damage 23 to 52, which was also a tier 3. So we ended up getting a tier 3, which is okay. Of course, would have liked to get something a little bit better, but it's still very, very, very good. Okay, now with the new patch, with the new update, we ended up getting these jawbones over here that you can get while you're doing the little thing that you have to like basically destroy those people, and eventually you get lucky enough, you get one of these, which they're not expensive, and you're gonna be able to use it to put a item over here, whatever, an affix on this item of your liking, right? Well, of your choice. You're gonna have a choice, but to make sure that it's a prefix, because I would like to hit a prefix, what we're going to do is we're going to use the Omen of Sinistral, which what this happens is while this item is active in your inventory, automatically your next desecration will only be a prefix. So we activate this, then we activate the bone, and then we go ahead and apply it. So we know that that is a prefix. So what do we have so far here? We have 3 prefix. We have the increase elemental attacks, we have the physical damage. Of course, we would like to have another physical damage, which we hope that we're going to get when we're going to reveal the green thing there. And we also have 23% increased attack speed. So far, I would say the item is looking very, very nice. Of course, now we also have oh my god, the greater exalt orb, which will give us the last 2 stats. But before we do that, before we actually go reveal the last 2 stats, we are going to go to the wheel of soul, to the well of soul, the wheel. Wow, Mike, it's been a long time. Yes, it is, but it's okay. hopefully you guys are understanding this process. Of course, this costs some currency, but not as much as you think. This is actually very, very doable. Also, we have, this is the most expensive piece, which is a reroll on the three choices that we're gonna get. So if we don't get the one we have, if you activate this in your inventory, when you reveal your three choices, if you don't get what you want, like I'm looking for physical damage. If I don't get the physical damage, I have a shot at rerolling with this particular item right here, with the Omen of Abyssal of Echoes, which tells you right there, while this item is active in your inventory, the next time you reveal a Desecrate modifier, you can reroll the option once. So we'll go ahead and we're going to re-roll it if we need to. So are we going to get what we want? So we get attacks with weapon penetration, fire. We get the lightning one and we get the fire one. So we don't like the options that we got. Unfortunate. So we're going to re-roll and hope that we get what we want. So we did get what we want. Unfortunate, we didn't get a very high roll of it, but we did get what I was looking for. I was looking for increased physical damage. So we're going to take it, of course, because that is what we wanted. Unfortunately, we didn't get the percentage that we wanted, but we still got something. I think that's a very, very low tier though. But we're going to find out here very, very soon. Let's actually look at the weapon. So we ended up getting a tier 7. Unlucky, but you know, it is what it is. Of course, there's ways of getting higher tiers, but for now, we didn't have the currency for it. So we ended up doing it that way. We ended up getting a tier 7. But as you can see, when you look at the prefix, we got 3 prefix that we want. We got the elemental damage to attacks. We got the physical, both physicals that we want. Unfortunate, one of them is a tier 7. And we got the increased attack speed. This is where the RNG is going to apply here with the greater. Is it greater? It's not greater. Yeah, it's greater. The greater exalts. We're going to get 2 shots at this. Hopefully, we get good suffixes. If we don't, the weapon as it is still is very, very powerful. Of course, we're going to socket it and also upgrade it, right? The quality. So let's see what we get. So we get a bad one, increased stun built up. We didn't want that. And then we get gain 75 life per enemy kill. Now, of course, we didn't get anything good, but we did get tier 2 and tier 2. I'm sorry, tier 2 and tier 1. The reason why we're using the greater exalt was to get a higher tier. We got higher tiers. Unfortunately, we didn't get the ones that we want. So whatever, the weapon as it stands, it's still a pretty good weapon. Like for example, if you look at this weapon and then you look at this weapon, once we basically also socket the weapon and quality it, it's gonna look pretty good. So let's see what it looks like. Let me go do that and I'll be right back. Okay guys, so as we sit right now, this weapon here is at least 1 divine, probably a couple of divines. As you can see, we have quality it all the way to 20%. We socket it, so now we have 171 to 216 physical damage on the weapon. And as you can see, the weapon that I'm using right here, okay, compared to this weapon here, if I would slot it in, you could see that my ice strike says 15,000, and if I put this one in, it's 17,000 half. So it's an upgrade. Now, again, I'm quite early in the game, so it could be a bigger upgrade, of course, but for the moment, that's what it is. But to make the video a little bit, now I could get 1 divine easily selling this, but I would rather go ahead and actually use a Vow over here and risk it, see if we get really, really lucky and get like an extra modifier or a socket. Hopefully we don't break the weapon, but if we, the point of this video was just to show you how you can craft an item, right? As you can see, it's not hard for you to craft a good quarterstaff, but for the fun of the video, let's go ahead and vow this and see if we get lucky and get something even better. So we vowed it, and look at that. we hit, wow, we hit something extremely lucky, because now we have increased elemental damage with attacks, another 47%. And if we put this now, it's at 19,000 ice. So we get really lucky. I think this weapon, as it is right here, believe it or not, I wouldn't be surprised if it gets anywhere between 5 divines plus, maybe even higher than that. I don't know. I would have to see if anybody actually goes ahead and actually spends 5 plus divines on this. I'm actually going to list it just to see if I actually do get the amount of currency that I want, because if I do, I could do a lot with that currency and upgrade my character a lot better than just a weapon. But this weapon here is very OP, as you can see. So hopefully you guys enjoyed the video, and that's how easy you can craft a quarterstaff with the new patch, or the new upgrade, or whatever update you want to call this. Okay, hopefully you guys enjoyed the video. I do apologize. Like I said, it's been a while I haven't done a video, but there it is.